Detroit is different here with Passport to Procurement. We're talking BuyDetroit's event, definitely connecting small businesses and empowering them with large-scale opportunity. How are you doing, Laura? Sigmon here with me today.
I'm doing really well and excited to be here today.
All right, so first question, why is it important for small businesses to have this opportunity to be at an event like this, to have the opportunity to expand and grow their businesses on a larger scale?
Honestly, this is a game changer. This is an opportunity that most small businesses, especially single operators or entrepreneurs, don't really get a chance to learn the process, to have access to buyers of multitudes of pockets and dollars. And this is the one opportunity that allows you to do that. BuyDetroit is really situated as an incentive to encourage the spin for Detroit-based businesses.
So you touched on something we've heard our whole life. You said learn these opportunities. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things they're going to learn by having access to people such as yourself and others in the room that know this system?
Honestly, well, our role is to do the assessment, right? And it's to tell an absolute objective review of your capacity to procure, to look for your internal controls, your strengths, your weaknesses, your financial position, your credit worthiness. In that situation, BuyDetroit does not frown upon the lack thereof, but what they do is fill the gaps. They do capacity building, right? They fill the spaces that may be missing so that you can get into a better position to procure long-term, sustainable retail, manufacturing, any industry that needs to do business in the city of Detroit.
Okay, and you said that, like, I'm that business, let's say I'm a small business owner, I'm on the outside, and then I hear this opportunity. It's like, wow, let's use the economic term. I get a contract to do 200,000 widgets, but I usually only make like 5,000 widgets. Mm-hmm. How do I get to that point? What helps me from this conference to learn to get to that point?
Networking is a really great opportunity. Partnerships are another strong reliever of that deficit. But learning your footprint, learning how you can get there. It may not be tomorrow, it may not be 30 days, it may not even be first quarter of 2023. But if you could identify the deficits in your own internal outfit, the better part is you can fix those through capacity building. You want to get a $200,000 widget contract? Well, what are the internal resources necessary to facilitate that? What type of funding do you need in order to be sure that you can cash flow positively while you're trying to move to this new horizon, right? There's so many different things beyond just going for the contract. You need internal controls. You need to be sure that the PO is solid. You need to be sure that you've got the right supply chain solutions. You need to be sure that you've got the right staffing, facilities, all of it, everything. Depending on the business, there are a lot of things that you need to have in place.
All right. So with all of that, last question. What are you looking forward to walking away with today from today's event?
Master networking. I'm here to meet the people who have the purse. I want to meet the purse holders and make sure that we're well positioned to assist them in any of their spend. If they're here to procure, I want to make sure that we can comply. And so that's the role that we're here to secure today. I'm hoping that DEGC through Kira Coakley's initiative allows us to actually meet the people who are the players who need the support and service that we offer.
Last, guilty pleasure question. You touched on her. Can you give a thank you and just expound a little bit on bringing something like this together?
Yes.
What does it take? Kira really put a lot of Legos in place to build this institution.
That's not a small statement. I have a corporate background in procurement, so I was the person who never saw you. I looked at you by way of what you put in that application, and I could score you quickly based on what those scoring mechanisms looked like. And having a person who's layman build something from the ground up, she built the plane while it was in motion. And what's really significant about that is that she also learned every facet of it, right? She didn't stay in one lane, she touched them all, which means that she has a phenomenal understanding of the pain points of small business owners, but even better, she understands the buyer's position. You can't get me to do business with a business that's not ready to do business. So she's a mediator. She sits in the middle, and she's able to complement both sides of the fence to bring that great balance of procuring Detroit-based opportunities, but also making sure that our buyers understand some of the deficits. Maybe you can't afford a $200,000 widget contract, but you can scale that within a 4-quarter period, right? So maybe you'll do 25, 50, 25 and do the balance of 50, and that means in the buy and they're doing everything like making sure that you have access to that debt, making sure that you've got your credit worthiness, making sure you understand chargebacks, making sure you understand that you can't fail on the contract and your delivery. That's a lot of hand holding. To me, in my corporate days, I would have been staffed with 7 other people to do the role that Hero actually plays.
Wow.
That's a huge undertaking.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.